If you've stopped playing FC24 and you've checked out of the FC franchise, respectfully, stop telling people on YouTube and on social media that you've checked out. And wait, before you comment, relax. Let me explain. I'm going to try and keep this as short and as brief as possible. As someone who is in this, I guess you could call the new generation of FC and FIFA players, you have to realize that that's just what it is. There's a new generation of FC and FIFA players. And unfortunately, we have to add to that that FC24 is a product at the end of the day. It's a business's product. And we have to remember, what do businesses want the most? Profit. And so, how would a business chase profit? Well, if I was making a football game, I guess it would happen to be that one of the things I did is back in 2009, the older generation that was really enjoying this new mode we put in called Creator Club. But because of coding issues, we had to remove it in 2013. But hey, there's a new generation of kids coming out. Some were born in 2007, 2006, 2008, and 9. They don't know what Creator Club is. Let's put it back in there. And as someone who is doing his best to sort of understand both sides of this argument of one side people are saying, guys, check out of the game, I've checked out, I'm done, basically dumping that into everything that has to do with the game. And the other side being like, if you don't like the game, don't play it, stop talking about the game. I like understanding both sides. And I'm talking about the latter side and the former side. Maybe I'm more in the middle. But what I want to say is, you have to realize that, yeah, it's a new generation. And unfortunately, for your own mental sanity, again, though I'm not a psychologist, but just on an essence of just not trying to worry about things you can't control and not having those waste your energy, just move on, let go, stop giving EA Sports, stop giving their YouTube channel all that attention, all that engagement, if you're really checked out with the game and if you really don't like what the game is standing for anymore. Because I realized as well, with how people are in comment sections and with how people are when they play a video game, if a person enjoys a video game and they truly enjoy it, they really don't care about what bad things you have to say about the game or about how you start playing it. And I'm going to level with you. I'm going to give you a personal example of this from me. One example I can bring up is that, the game Watch Dogs Legion? Objectively, a lot of people say it's the worst Watch Dogs game ever made. Me personally, I say it's one of the best games I've ever played. You're never going to understand why that's the case. And I don't expect you to. And it's okay that you won't understand why. And I'm not really going to go into detail as to why. But the point I'm trying to make is that, again, if you're someone who's checked out of FC, if you're someone who's checked out of that whole franchise, I understand where you're coming from. But at this point, we gotta realize that, again, for just the essence of effort, we gotta just let go, until changes happen. If you're someone who's waiting for change, then I can understand why you'd want to comment and say I left because of this and I want this to happen so that I can come back. We have to realize that at some point we're going to have to play Far Cry 3 again and get to the mission where we are explained the definition of insanity. Because it's not working. And I doubt that it's ever going to work. Because again, it's just that it's a new generation. And one thing as well about this new generation is they're the majority of people playing the game. It's a new trend, guys. The younger generation, my generation, we have more time to play FIFA. We have a lot more time to play FIFA than people who have jobs. And the younger generation, the one before me, they have more time than me because I'm in high school. I'm about to graduate. I barely get time to hop on the game. Them, they probably get tens of hours a day. And the issue is that's the majority of the players. And the majority of those players, since they play the game so much, they're really what we call super sweaty. They know a lot about the game. They have a lot of passionate opinions about the game. And then there's us, the air quote casuals, who only play the game for a few hours, maybe 2 hours, maybe 1 hour, maybe three if we're lucky. And all I'm gonna say is you gotta connect one more dot and you gotta realize that the most valuable asset and the most valuable metric in the gaming industry right now is the amount of time you spend on a game. And then I'm gonna ask you the question that drove this entire video. Why would EA Sports listen to someone who used to play their game oh so much 15 years back and they decided to quit and they were going on the comments saying like I quit a year ago because y'all did this, y'all did that, just be like for the limited amount of hours I had left on the game, it was a pretty horrible experience for me. Why would they listen to that person instead of listening to the guy who has a ton of free gaming time on their hands and they just so happened to put it into FC? And they went up to the comments of EA Sports and they were like, yo, EA, fix this issue, man. Finesse Shot Plus, it's too broken. I can't handle all these Mo Salah, all these Antoine Griezmann, all these Heung-min Son's finesse shots. Fix the game, bro. By the way, when's that new promo coming out? Huh? What are the chances going to be for Team of the Year? Why would EA Sports listen to the first person and not the second one? Why wouldn't EA Sports be inclined to ignore the first person and just sort of put more attention and focus into that second crowd? And again, it's why I just say right now it's really just a lost cause. The best we can do as people who have grown older, have other responsibilities, and respect our time a lot more in that sense, the best we can do is just move on and just hope that a competitor comes along and gives a game that's actually worth playing, or just hope that the gaming industry sorts itself out one day. But yeah, really, that's all I really wanted to tell y'all. What I want to tell y'all is if you're commenting on those posts, number one, I understand. I get it. I get why it's sort of a relief. If you want to do it one time, do it. Feel free. But you do it more than once, it's a bit concerning. For the sake of your own energy, just move on to other games. Because I'm going to level with you as someone who's left competitive gaming like Call of Duty, like FC, because it was too sweaty and I didn't want to put in the hours to get better at a game that was just going to piss me off over and over again. Just go to single player games. Indie studios are really starting to shine right now. If you got Game Pass, it's perfect. Look for a game from an indie developer. Those people still put care and love in their games. They put your enjoyment first. They respect your time a lot more than they respect their wallets. Or so I believe. So just do that. It's okay to let go. People like me, we understand why you left. And a person like me, I get why you wish that you could come back. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'll see y'all for the next one.